welcome back to my YouTube channel for my returning subscribers. And for those who don't know me, my name is Phethile Ngomane. I am a YouTuber, student, and new wife, if you want to call it that. Okay, so this is actually the first time I'm doing like a sit down kind of thing, because it was quite requested by a lot of my followers. I actually did a poll. I'm lying. I did a poll on my Instagram and I asked whether my next video should be a life update or a vlog, and everybody voted for a life update. And look, I understand why. So I've been on YouTube for quite some time. It's just that, I just lost motivation, and I think I started when I was 16. Yeah, I think I was about 16. And you grow and you have other things that interest you and you just become more occupied, and that's kind of what led me to stop, or to just lose the motivation to continue with my channel. However, I am back, guys, so I am promising to serve with consistent content, vlogs, anything that's gonna keep you guys interested in returning to my channel, by all means. I wanted to actually do a little bit of a get to know me on this video, but I just felt like I can do that in another video. I think to save time, I don't want to bore y'all, I am just gonna stick to this being a life update, and then perhaps in one of my next videos I can do a get to know me. So I will have some information that I will share about myself, but I will also ask on my Instagram if there's any questions or anything that you guys want to know about me, personal or not. I don't know, I'm still kind of getting used to sharing. I'm quite an open person, but I'm still getting used to sharing a lot about my life. And now that I just recently got Lobola, and my fellow law students will know that is considered as customary marriage. I'm also just new in that and just trying to navigate my way around all of that. So without any further ado, I think we can just get straight into the life update. Where do I begin? I think 2024 has really been quite an interesting year for me. So from the time that I was last on YouTube, I think I was 16, 17. That was the last time I was quite active. And I was still in high school then. So I'm just gonna take you guys through my life after high school until now. And then I think from after high school up until now, I'm going to be quite brief about it, because that's in between. That's like a 3-year period. But I think what a lot of you might want to know is my life so far, especially this year, and I think that's what I'll speak more in depth about. So 2021, I completed my matric at Hoërskool, woo, and I passed. Great. And then I had decided with my parents. So what influenced my education post high school was obviously it was during the COVID times. So applying at universities was a bit tricky, because at that time we were not yet certain how long the pandemic would be going on for. There was some hope, but we were still living in the mask era. I remember my matric dance was still the mask era. People still had masks. So it was a little bit tricky in that sense. However, so when it came to applying, when it came to me applying for where I'm going to go in university, I did not think broad like that. So I actually limited myself to either it being University of Mpumalanga, which is where I'm from, I stay in Nelspruit, or just being online, because at that time that's actually when the whole distance and e-learning system was being really enforced. Even in primaries and high school, we were all now just going from normal school life to online. So I really thought, no, I think it would be more feasible for me to actually be a distance learning person, and perhaps even once I found my feet and gotten used to that, perhaps I could then keep myself busy with a job, or just, the hopes were high. So unfortunately with that, I finished my matric year. I worked a bit in January, had a little side hustle I had going on, and then it backfired. I really struggled with distance learning, and I really hope with anyone watching this video, this is some advice that I could give. I would not recommend being fresh out of high school, whereby it was the typical school system. You wake up in the morning, you go to school, you have homework, and you come home, everything is normal and paper-based and whatever, and then just shifting into distance learning. We're not the same, but I really do think it's quite a challenge, and I would always highly recommend for someone to rather get into distance learning having had a bit of experience of tertiary or higher education, the physical way. So that would be being enrolled in a campus, etc. Reason for that being was from my own personal experience. Like I said, I really struggled. So I went from obviously being in high school, and now it's just me and a laptop, and I have to self-study, so I really struggled with the discipline there. I really struggled with a lot of things, and there were also a lot of other things going on in my life at the time. Looking back, they're not that serious, but at that time they wrecked me, and it really influenced my mental and my emotional health. So I fell in a bit of a depression, which led me to deregistering and taking some time off. So with deregistering, okay, let me just take it back to how I felt back then about gap years and whatever. So I am a very self-critical person. I am hard on myself, but not in a, I think in a constructive way, okay? Not that bad, but I'm very strict with myself. And there's just certain things that I've always told myself, oh my gosh, I never want to experience. I don't want to do this. I don't want to find myself in this position. Do you know that this is life and we plan and God decides? But yeah, so I found myself having been so judgmental about gap years, having been so, oh my gosh, I don't want to be a dropout, being a dropout. Yeah, so I took some time off for about 6 months from the time that I had deregistered, and I worked on my emotional and mental health and also my spiritual life at the time. I am Christian, and yeah, I devoted myself more to God, and I chose to understand my religion more in depth and etc., which really helped. I've never suffered from any form of depression ever since. I'm lying, but I mean that kind of severe depression. Yeah, so that really helped a lot. I was really supported by my family, and yeah, my partner at the time was also quite supportive. So yeah, I got over that, and I then enrolled in the institution that I'm in now. It is a private institution, and for the qualification that I actually always wanted to do. So yeah, things ended up working out for me. That was in 2022, post high school. And then came 2023. Not much happened in 2023. My relationship commenced late 2022. So the whole of my relationship that I'm currently in, or my relationship with my husband, was, yeah, all of it was experienced in 2023 and in 2024 as well. There's not much that I can share about 2023. Honestly, it was an interesting year. I had finally gotten into my little adulthood life, and I started traveling alone, and I started, yeah, that's basically what. So then came 2024. Okay, so in the beginning of, let me take it from December 2023. I was visiting, he was my boyfriend at the time. I spent Christmas the side because my parents didn't allow me to spend Christmas at my boyfriend's place. Very understandable. So after Christmas, I then went over back to KZN. I was actually in KZN early December, and then like a few days before Christmas, I had to come home because my parents didn't want me spending Christmas with not in-laws yet. So I had to spend Christmas aside, and then after Christmas, I went back to KZN to spend New Year with my boyfriend and his family. And that was amazing. And then we had planned that, okay, from end of, we'll celebrate New Year, and then we'll just stay a few days, and then just before my birthday, which is on the 15th of January, we'll travel back to Nelspruit and celebrate my birthday this side, as it would have been my 21st birthday. Yes, I'm 21 years old. So yeah, that was the plan, and it was unfortunate my dad fell really sick. So when my dad fell sick, At first it was minor, and then it just kept getting worse. Like, my sister would update me constantly and tell me that he's been moved from so you get the normal ward, you get the high care, and then you get, it's the ICU. So at some point he was in high care, at some point he was in ICU. It just got really complex. So my husband, being at the time boyfriend, the very supportive person that he is, he insisted that no, we should come home and just be with my family and be there for my dad. And we did that. So we woke up one morning, and early in the morning, and then we drove to Nelspruit. We got the side, and yeah, my dad was not looking good. It was really bad, guys. I don't want to lie, I actually got really emotional. But God being amazing, he recovered in no time. He was fine, and he was a free man. He came home, and then we celebrated my 21st birthday. I got my key, and yeah, I think the interestingness starts there. So yeah, that was pretty much January, and then we went on a family holiday that was initially supposed to be sorry about that. That was initially supposed to be my parents and my sister, so just the four of us. But with my dad having not being well, and you know, he was just from hospital, so traveling long distance wasn't quite ideal. So we ended up opting for the 5 of us to go, and the 5 of us being me, my husband, my sister and her fiance, and my mom. And we had a great time, guys. We had an absolutely amazing time. We were at Umhlanga. We stayed at a resort. I just forgot the name, but it was in Umhlanga. Very nice. It's got a spa, it's got restaurants, it was absolutely amazing. And then came February, where so okay, backtrack. So my partner, and I'll do another video explaining, because I know this is a long anticipated one, explaining how my husband and I met, how we started dating, the duration of our relationship, what we experienced, what we are comfortable with sharing that we experienced, and so forth, how I knew he was the one, because a lot of people keep asking me, how did you know he was the one? So I will do a video. I think that'll actually be in the get to know me video, or maybe they can be a separate video. Now I'm brainstorming on a video, guys. We'll see where we incorporate. But yeah, so yeah, it came February, and I impromptu or abruptly decided to go and see my no, I'm lying. He was the one that insisted that I come and see him in February. So I went and I visited him in Feb. And yeah, man, we had our little Valentine's Day. So my husband is actually from a Catholic background, so that was the first time I experienced the whole I think it's Ash Wednesday, and it was quite interesting. So I had like the ash on my forehead. It was an experience for me. So yeah, and that was actually when he had pulled out the whole, yo, let's go on a cruise next month, you know? And that's what we did. So it came March. So my relationship structure is, I'm a student, but with the institution that I'm in, I am quite flexible. So I sometimes have classes online, sometimes I have to be on campus, but most of the time I've got that kind of time in my hand. And I'm so grateful for that, because like my life is quite busy. I do have a lot going on, and to top it all, I'm in a long distance relationship, and my partner works obviously, and so it's not easy for him to frequently travel like it is for me. So our agreement was, no, when he gets the chance, he will come this side and visit me, which is here in Nelspruit. But in most cases, because I'm the more flexible one, I can just travel. So I usually fly at least once, twice a month, it depends, to go and see him that side. And then, so yeah, I actually, when people ask me, I actually tell people I basically stay in between Richards Bay and Nelspruit, because I promise you, I will be in Nelspruit, the following week I'm gone, and then I'm back, and then the following, like, I basically stay in between the two. Yeah, now I'm deviating. Okay, so yeah, it came March. I went and we celebrated his mom's birthday. That was amazing. And then we went on the cruise. And y'all know what happened on the cruise. So yeah, we went on a 4-day, 3 nights cruise from Durban to Cape Town. It was absolutely amazing, and that is where my husband proposed to me. So it was so cute. I went onto the trip as a girlfriend, and I came back as a fiance. It was very, very exciting, you guys. I don't want to lie. So yeah, I was quite shocked. I didn't expect it. or let me rather say I didn't expect it so soon. So he had not mentioned anything apart from the fact that we're going on a cruise. So it actually clocked in my head when I was home after everything, and I was just like, I'm engaged. Like, to think 2 weeks ago I was usually packing my bag like, oh my gosh, we're going on one of our first alone vacations and with my boyfriend, you know, and now I'm already your fiance and I'm coming home with a letter that I must give my parents and Lobola. What? So yeah, after our holiday we went home and we told his mom. She was very excited, and the plans literally started immediately. Like, they were already speaking about what's gonna happen, and I'm just sitting there trying to process everything, like, what, you know. And then I came home. My parents were very, very excited. They were happy, and I think a lot of people were quite inquisitive about that. Like, how did your parents take it, seeing that usafunda, you know, and you're so young? And surprisingly, they were really okay with it. My mom's response was actually, oh yeah, I knew this was gonna happen. And I was just like, girl, and you don't say. But yeah, she said she saw it coming. And yeah, but also, to be quite honest, my boyfriend is, did I just call him my boyfriend? Baby, if you see this, that was a mistake. I think it's because I'm literally referring to a time when he was still my boyfriend and now he's my husband. Excuse my tenses. Yeah, I think it's because, okay, my boyfriend, my husband, when he was my boyfriend at the time, always spoke about marriage. Guys, on our first date, this man told me he was going to marry me. I laughed at him. But that's not the point. Point is, I think you kind of, like I said, it's not that I wasn't expecting it at all. I knew it would come, but not like so soon, you know. Like, I just turned 21 and it's, you know, on a holiday and you already want to get married to me, you know. So yeah, but my parents were really excited. They were happy. They received everything well, the letter, and the response was given and the date was set. So yeah, the year continued. I'm pushing academics, I'm pushing my love life, I'm pushing work. I do work now and then. It depends, guys. When I do have the time and space to do work, I actually do. So there are many things that I have done or do. I don't have a stable job to say, oh yeah, this is my job, like that. No, but whatever needs me and will pay me and is doable for me, I do it. So most of the time it is quite your influencing work. Like, I had partnered with Avbob. I did a paid partnership with Avbob. I did a paid partnership with a salon that recently opened in Nelspruit, Goldish Beauty. So it really depends. If it's something that is doable for me, I do it. But yeah, because I'm studying, and also, I don't know how this is gonna sound, I'm not desperate like that. So I really do know how to set my priorities and just focus on one thing at a time. Now I'm thirsty. I'm gonna go and get some water because kunini nkulu. Okay, where was I? So yeah, that's basically what my life was after the whole engagement and just juggling school, family, work, relationship, and that pretty much is still my life, and it works absolutely fine. Okay, yeah, so where are we? That was March, right? April, what happened in April? I swear, guys, I had life events every month this year. So in April, oh yeah, April was Easter. April was, I spent Easter with my husband. He was with my family. That was really fun. Oh, and then came May. My sister had her memulo, which was absolutely beautiful to witness. So memulo, for those who don't know, no, I can't even explain it, guys. It's a ceremony whereby a young woman is groomed. Usually the young woman has to be a virgin and what. There are certain like requirements to actually have loyo. So my sister had that in May and it was absolutely amazing. And then shortly after that, my grandmother fell really sick. So we had memulo on the 25th of May, and that following weekend we were burying my grandmother. No, I'm lying. It was the weekend after, because this is what happened. So she was not well at the memulo, and but she was really just trying to be strong. And so she was there, and they were in matchy outfits. I'm actually going to add their picture. They were in matchy outfits with my grandfather. And yeah, guys, this might just be a little emotional video. Please just bear with me. Okay, so they were in matchy outfits with my grandfather, and it was just beautiful. And shortly after, she fell really ill and she was admitted to hospital. So her death process was rather quick, because she got admitted, she was in the normal ward, and then shortly after she was moved to high care, and then I'm talking of like the day after, then she's now in high care, and then 2 days after she's now in ICU. And you know, it's painful. It's painful to watch someone that you love almost deteriorate or just get weaker and weaker. And so on the 3rd of June, she left us. I remember the day she passed away. I'll actually add the picture of how I looked that day. I was just down, but I was just choosing to be very positive. And the nurses were quite honest with us. I don't want to lie. But I think what really tore my heart apart was my grandfather. So on the day she passed away, one of the nurses had mentioned that apparently if someone's really ill and they're just, laid up, if you just rub their feet, I don't know what soothing or what comfort it gives them. And so I promise you guys, for like almost an hour, I was just standing there just rubbing her feet, and she was almost unconscious. So I would speak to her and she couldn't really respond, but I knew she could hear me, because when I'd say something sensitive, there'd be like a movement that she'd make, or you'd see her heart rate like actually changing. So yeah, that was it with my grandmother. And we came home that day, and all of us were I'm getting emotional. Yeah, all of us were quite down. She had not passed away yet, but I think we could just feel something was off. We got a call at night, and they had said she was complicating. We should come to the hospital immediately. And my dad had given them an instruction to just resuscitate if it's that she was failing. And we arrived, and she had passed away. So they hadn't yet moved her from her bed, so she was still there, and they allowed us to go in and just see her. I must say it did bring me some sort of closure, because having seen somebody really just struggle and just fight for their life, it's not a beautiful sight. And I don't think that's the last view or sight of my grandmother that I wanted to have in my mind. So yes, I am the kind of person who would want to see a corpse and actually look and be like, okay, this is who, but hey, I can see they're like resting and they're in peace. And it helps also with your emotional and mental health, because sometimes you really struggle with denial, so yeah, and we had the most beautiful funeral for her. That was in June. Yeah, we buried her. It was beautiful, exactly what she deserved, and I miss her so much. May her soul rest in peace. But I do know that a lot of her prayers are what still keep me going. There are so many things that she prayed for and she wished for me that I'm seeing happen in my life daily sometimes. So that makes me feel better. I am crying. My gosh. Oh guys, and Lapho, I always judge people who cry in front of cameras, hey? Yeah, guys, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's what it was. And yeah, man, we all started working on our healing. She was 80 years old, so that alone was a blessing. Yeah, that was a blessing, having her live up to 80. So I think that also gave us a closure of some sense to say, hey, it sucks, it's painful, but let us be grateful and just celebrate her life. And we know that it was not by choice, you know. She really fell ill and she fought for her life, and God just saw that, you know, it was the time. What really broke my heart though was my grandfather, because my grandfather's 88, and now he's just all alone. Okay, yes, he's got his kids being my dad and his siblings, but you know, just doing life without your partner, I don't know. I don't wish that on anyone. I don't like the thought of it. Yeah, it was really, really heartbreaking. I remember the day, yeah, that day. So it was myself, my aunts, my mom, and my sister that rushed to the hospital and arrived minutes after she passed away. And somebody had to, my grandfather was at home. So after we all had like a, oh my gosh, and a scene at the hospital, it was a thing of somebody needs to pick up our grandfather and bring him here, you know. And I did that. I actually felt, you know, I'm strong enough and it's fine. I'll drive from the hospital and I'll pick him up and I'll bring him. And that was, guys, I cannot explain how I felt. How do I come and sit down and tell him, you know? Oh, guys, a lot. It really was a lot. But man, we all managed to beat fast and orchestrate a beautiful funeral for her. Well deserved. I cannot emphasize how beautiful my grandmother's funeral was. So peaceful, exactly like how she's. I think it's true when they say your funeral represents what kind of person you were. But yeah, and to anyone watching that was there, guys, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much for the support. Everyone that sent comforting messages and kind words, truly, 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 I still say thank you so much. It does go a long way, because when when you're done like preparing during the day and now you're all alone in your room and you still like processing that, oh shucks, my day was so busy today because we were planning this person's funeral, and you're just reading all those comforting messages, and it's verses, and it's not testimonies, but it's also just stories of, hey, you know, you're not alone, I know how you feel. It really goes a long way. So I really just want to say thank you all so much for the support that you guys gave me in that time. I will never forget it. So yeah, man, we just had to navigate life through not having our grandmother anymore. She had met my husband, but another thing that kind of tore me apart was when she started complicating and she was still in high care, and we would go on all the visiting hours. So the morning, the afternoon, the evening, we were there, and I would stand beside her bed and tell her, like, you know, because they say you must just talk to a person. You don't make it seem like, oh, shame, you're so sick. No, just talk to them. You know, I would tell her like, oh, this is how school's going and this is what's happening, and I really need her to fight because my Lobola is happening, because the date was already set by then, and I said my Lobola is happening in October and I really want her to be there. And guys, I kid you not, whenever I would mention that, her heart rate would literally on the machine, like, you know, and she'd cry, like a tear would roll down her face, and I wouldn't understand, like, girl, why are you emotional about it? You know, because you know that it's happening. I'm just saying, I need you to fight the sickness that you have so that we can be together and celebrate that day. But I think it's because she knew that she wouldn't make it till then. That's possibly what was hurting her or making her so emotional whenever I talk about it. What I'm very grateful for, guys, wherever she's laying, she knew about the day. And that for me, it's, what more could I ask for? I believe I have, and I had, and I still do have her blessing. And she had met my husband. They actually met in January when my dad was sick. So we were literally entering the hospital and my grandparents were walking out. And I got so nervous because my grandparents were obviously old school, modern old school, okay? But it was just like, who is this guy? The guy's my friend. My grandpa's too smart, so they figured, oh, this is the boyfriend. But yeah, so they had met, so that also just kind of made me feel okay, at least she met my now husband. So yeah, that was June, and man, as I was just navigating through having experienced this loss and school, and like I said, the normal structure of my life. July was great. It was my best friend's birthday. We had her 21st birthday. It was absolutely stunning. And then at the end of July was my late friend Lunga's birthday. This for me is still, this is a disclaimer, I am working on it. I'm trying so hard to learn to speak about her without getting emotional. So if I do, please don't judge me. Please just bear with me. I also judge people who literally place a camera and cry in front of it, okay? But you guys asked for a life update, and I think it's only fair that I give you guys the full raw life update. I don't want to sugarcoat anything. I don't want to fabricate anything. This is me, this is my life, and this is the update that you guys asked for. I'm thirsty again. I think I'm Kudmisa. So I need to quench the thirst. So I need to drink water and balance. Oh yeah, came July, and so my late friend's birthday was quite odd. She had asked for us to just do a lunch, and Savumelana, it would have been myself, her, and Lindo, my best friend. So I suddenly got like sick. Okay, there was just a lot going on, so I had excluded myself, and I said, yo guys, I don't think I'll be able to make it, but I will get a gift and I'll drop it off some other time, or I'll get it sent to you. But I'm not feeling well, and when I'm not well, I feel like I don't want to be a burden. Then it's like a burden on everyone else. It's all right. Are you okay? So I was like, you know what, guys, I won't make it. You guys go ahead, have fun. I'll see you guys. And something came up that needed me to be at school, so I had to suck it up and go to school, not feeling well. After the thing I attended at school, you know what, they're still chilling where they are. Why don't I just go enjoy them, even if it's for an hour, and then I'll go home, right? And tell me why I decided to get her a bouquet of flowers. Like, randomly, I came out of campus, I went into a super spa, and I just bought a bouquet of flowers. And I remember even complaining, I was like, why are these flowers almost 300 rand? That's so expensive. I should have just gone to Woolworths, you know what I mean? But little did I know that those would be the last flowers I got her that she could smell. So yeah, I got there, my best friend had left, so it was just her and I will always be grateful for having listened to my instinct and having gone chilled with her, because that was literally the last time, and I mean the last time, her and I actually hung out. I, for some reason, was on a sober streak, so I consumed no alcohol, and I'm so grateful because we had such a fruitful conversation, and I can still recall everything. I could quote her verbatim because I was so present, and I really also think it was just God alerting me and wanting me to be in my most focused point so I could grasp or take in what this person is saying, because that would be the last healthy conversation I could have with her. Shortly after, I went to KZN. Like I said, I'm frequent in between KZN and Nelspruit, and I went to go visit my fiance at the time, and I wasn't there for a long while. I think I was there for like, oh no, I remember, it was supposed to be a weekend, and then it ended up being a week. Yeah, and to show that this was not planned, I had to ask my sister to actually send me. Oh no, why is it going blank? I know you guys are not going to see. I passed my move goal for the day. Focus. Sorry, I'm deviating. So it was so funny. My sister actually had to post my clothes because I don't like repeating clothes. Yeah, no. So I was just like, nah, let me what you call, post my clothes that time, because I ended up staying for a week. And then when I came back, shortly, yeah, as soon as I came back, my friend Lunga got admitted to hospital. She was quite fine. I think most of us believed she was okay, because we'd keep in touch and check on her over the phone, and that was it. So I was really busy. It was around August. It was in August, yes. I was really busy that day. No, that time. Sorry, I was really busy that time because academically, like, it was crunch time. I had back-to-back assignments. I had back-to-back. So I had told her that, you know what, friend, I won't be able to come as much as I would love to come to the hospital because I'm swamped. Like, I'm here academically. So when I do have time, or at most I will force and squeeze a time that I will use to come and see you and just visit you and spend time with you. And she was very understanding. Also, we did not think that everything would escalate and complicate so quickly, because she wasn't there like for anything hectic, you know. So it was that. So the Thursday, she passed away on a Thursday, the 29th of August. So the Thursday before that, I'm not quite sure of the date, it must have been the 22nd or the 23rd. I went and I visited her. I actually posted this on my Instagram story, and she just crossed my mind. I was like, you know what, like, I'm just gonna go and see her today. So I was accompanied by another friend of mine. I brought her favorite sweets. We sat, we had a conversation. Guys, we made plans. We literally made plans, like bookings. And it was a thing of, no, as soon as you get out of here, we're going this place, we're going to this place, we're doing this, we're doing that. Okay, cool. Since you're still here, it's fine. I'll secure some of the things, and then as soon as you come out, you'll tell me what you can do. And we had like a little girls trip planned. And so yeah, after that, I'd keep in touch with her on the phone. The week of her passing, I think it was the Monday, she just started complicating a bit. So my best friend stays closer to the hospital, so she was able to, and my best friend works, unlike me who studies, so the seasons are different. Work is just, you know, work, 9 to 5 type of situation. But with studying, there's a period where you kind of can freelance, and then there's like a time where it's just hectic. So I was in that hectic time, and it was just before exams. I remember I had to write an exam the week of, I had an assignment due the week of her passing, so when we were busy with preparations for her funeral, and I had an exam to write literally after burying her, and I passed. So the Monday, I remember I had spoken to her the Tuesday. However, my best friend called me, well, video called, and they were together in the ward, and she gave Lunga the phone, and I was like, girl, why do you look so down? Like, you were perfectly fine when I saw you last week. What is going on? And yeah, guys, I don't want to go into too much detail, but all I'll say is it's really not nice, actually. Once again, seeing somebody that you love just get weaker and weaker and almost deteriorate in a way. It's horrific. And so that was the Tuesday. The Wednesday, she got moved to ICU. And the day before she passed away, something weird happened. She just crossed my mind, and I called her. Like, I kept calling her the day before she passed away. I would like to believe, perhaps, once again, like the same that happened with my grandmother, perhaps I was feeling something, you know, that something is not looking good, because the way she just flogged my mind, like I couldn't get her out of my mind, and I just kept calling her and she wasn't answering, and I didn't know if I should go to the hospital. I wasn't sure. Like, there was just a lot going on. The Thursday of her passing, I got a call from my best friend, and she told me to come to the hospital immediately. For some reason, I did not even think of death, because I was just like, no, she must be now stable, because it was a bit complicated. But you know, sometimes it's a thing of, hey, it's complicated, can just let the doctors do what they need to do, and then when she's stable, then everyone can come see her again and whatever. So that's what's on my mind. I get into the car, I drive myself to the hospital. I get there, I get the ward, and I find my best friend and her boyfriend. I found them in the family waiting room, and they're just quiet. So I asked, I'm like, what is going on? Nobody gave me an answer. I think I stood there for like 3 minutes, literally being like, guys, what is going on? Is somebody gonna speak? And yeah, that's when she shared that my friend is gone. Guys, you know the denial where you're literally just like, why are you joking like that? You know? So I kept asking my best friend, and I was like, gone where? Gone where? Gone to surgery? Oh, cool, we'll wait for her here. And she was like, she's gone. And I was like, gone where? For an operation? For a scan? Where is she gone? And she was just like, she's passed away, she's no more. And I said, guys, I literally fell on the floor. I was like, there's no way. You are lying. So I was like asking her boyfriend, and I'm like, what is actually going on? And he said it was true. So we chilled there. Nothing was processing. Her mom came in shortly after, and it was just the three of us, and she confirmed it. And yeah, we hugged, and we just cried. Yo, guys, yo. So it had just happened. So, you know, when, I don't want to go into detail, but you know, when somebody passes away, there's like things that need to happen. And then obviously you have to wait for the undertaker to come fetch them. So we were then granted permission to go and see her before she was taken to mortuary and whatever. And we went into her room, and she was there, and her eyes were closed, and she wasn't breathing, and everything was removed, because when speaking on the phone, obviously she had, you know, the drips and everything, but there was nothing, and she was just laying there, not breathing, nothing. And I held her. I was in disbelief. I was really in disbelief, guys. 3 weeks ago, we were cheersing cocktails. I held her hand, and I felt that she was really gone. And we all just had a moment. Because I don't wish that on anyone. I don't. But it brought a certain closure, because I know I would have not believed anyone. I couldn't even believe my best friend when I got to the hospital and she said my friend is gone. So yeah, so it was a Thursday. So her funeral happened shortly, the weekend after. And we had the most beautiful send-off for her. We were in white, so we wore white. Her coffin was white. Oh, everything was just beautiful. I know, like, that's exactly what she would have wanted. And because she didn't have a 21st birthday, I think that was amazing. I think that's actually what encouraged her mom or inspired her mom, the fact that she didn't have a 21st. And it's the typical 21st thing, party, key and whatnot. So she didn't have that. So I think that's why her mom was just like, guys, we're going all out for this. We really have to. May her soul rest in peace. Now I'm gonna unpack my journey post losing my friend. It's been hard. It's been really hard. Sometimes I feel like I can hear her. Sometimes I feel like I'm angry. Sometimes I'm okay. Sometimes I miss her. I'd like to unpack the angry part. I think me losing her hurt me so much, it upset me. And anyone that's lost somebody close might know what I'm talking about. It's almost like a feeling of betrayal, but you're so hurt you can't even fathom that a person does not choose to die. But it's so painful because it's like, how can you leave us? Like, how can you put us through that? But it wasn't their choice. So I think I actually got so, I don't even want to say delusional. I could almost hear her voice, like, and especially around the days after she just passed, it's like I'd constantly hear her say, "I'm so sorry." I don't know if I was dreaming or it was just one of those moments where I'm really connected with myself, and that obviously allows me to be connected into the spiritual realm as well. I swear I could hear her voice apologizing, you know? And yeah, it's been a journey. It really has been a journey. Like I said, I gave a disclaimer. I'm still trying to be able to talk about her without crying, to be able to talk about the whole situation without crying. Guys, I'm only 21. She was only 21. We are not in the era of burying each other or, and unfortunately that was mine. That was my reality. That was our reality. So I'm really struggling to navigate. I'd like to believe that this hit a lot of people. A lot. I got a lot of messages. I know there are some I probably still didn't manage to respond to, guys. The messages were a lot. Also because of the type of person that she was, where she worked, she touched a lot of people. She was beautiful inside and out. Not a single person was like, "Hi, Maraini." No, everyone had something beautiful to say, and that's just who she was. And yeah, so there I was sitting. Oh, we buried her in September. My Lobola was the following month, which is October. There I was sitting and just processing that she's gone. I did fall in a bit of a depressive state. I was off socials for a bit, and I was somewhere away from home, a place where I feel very comfortable, a place where I usually go when I am down bad, as my late friend would say. Gosh, I miss her. When I was down bad, I just decided to switch everything off and just spend some time and once again reconnect with God and just find myself again, because that affected me big time. Found myself in September being someone who is preparing for Amalobolo Ake, but also grieving their friend. I'm in school. So that was just a lot. It was really a lot, and the noise of life was just going to make things worse. Hence, I decided to just isolate myself somewhere where I'm very safe and comfortable and just come back when I feel like I've got everything figured out. Yeah, towards the end of September now, the Lobola day is getting close, and I got hit with a wave of sadness. And I realized, okay, these Lobolas are happening, and two people that very, very significant people, mind you, people that knew from the moment about this day, people that were supposed to be there, were not going to be there. I shared this on my Instagram, reflect at the end of October. When you do those monthly dumps, I remember I did like a short little clip, just reflecting and saying how weird life can be. So yeah, I found myself sitting there and I'm like, so these two people, it's not because they've got other commitments. It's not because we fell out. It's not because they've just passed away. Like, they're gone. And that's why they're not going to be there. Yo, guys, it hurt me. Really, really hurt me. it was just this wave of sadness, and I questioned God a bit, and I was like, but why why would you put me through, you know, all of this, knowing that shortly I'm gonna have to be happy again after? And you know, it was just a lot. So I really devoted myself in praying and just asking for God to give me uh, the strength and the ability to just accept and understand that now I'm moving in a different chapter of my life that I also need to be present in. You know, it's not fair that I've experienced so much, but this is not for me only. This is now my husband as well, and we've been anticipating this day for so long, and it's so beautiful because there's significance behind it. Guys, my husband Lobola on his birthday, like, which man, you know what I mean? So yeah, being so young, having just lost two people, having school, it was a lot. But once again, glory to the Almighty, I was able to pull through and just, yeah, man, everything went well. Then it became October, Lobola Day came. Yeah, there were a few hiccups before Amalobola, like hiccups once again, life things, you know, the things that just happen just to bring you down and just blur the bigger picture for you, blur the bigger picture from you, or block you from seeing where you're headed. And but yeah, I pulled through, man. My Lobola was absolutely gorgeous. It was successful. It was beautiful. Yeah, the 19th of October is my husband's birthday. And so the story behind it, he just felt that, well, coincidentally, his birthday was on a Saturday. And he was just like, you know, the way that he feels, or who I've been in his life, feels like a gift or a reward. So to remind himself of that, he will reward himself or gift himself with me on his birthday. That was really beautiful for me. I think that is, I can't wait to share that, like, with my kids and with everyone, because it's cute. It's really cute. Like, which man decides I am going to go and spend hundreds of thousands in bagging someone on my birthday? Yeah, that for me was just amazing. And yeah, man, we are in November now, and I've just been navigating that. I'm still really grieving the people I've lost, the two people I've lost, my grandmother and my friend, one of my very close friends. But I'm also juggling school. I am doing my second year, so that also is a lot. I've got demanding modules, and I am a young wife. That also comes with responsibilities. So yeah, that has pretty much been my life, just juggling that. But I'd like to say I'm doing really well. And once again, I've got really great support. I've got a supportive family. I've got a supportive partner. So I've got supportive friends. So yeah, like, that does really help a lot. And yeah, that's basically been my life. Another thing is, well, guys, I am really young, and I have had, I think with my relationship, not even when we were dating, ever since it started getting serious, to say marriage and all that stuff, everyone was just concerned with, like, are you ready? Do you know what you're getting yourself into? And I really appreciate that, because I know it comes from a good place. It's just concern. I mean, who gets married at 21? 21 is bad bitch years. Okay, 21 is shaking yashes on a yacht. And that's really okay. Strongly agree with that. But I really do think our paths are just different in life. And I'm someone who's, once again, I'm very self-critical. I want things done a certain way. And that has been my life thus far. Yes, unforeseen circumstances have happened. That is life. But still, where I am and where I'm headed and what I'm doing with my life is all in my control. It's all things that I wanted for myself. So I am quite content. I am excited, if anything. I've got very supportive in-laws. I absolutely appreciate them. So obviously I've known them prior to me being married to my husband. Even in our dating times, he's got really amazing family. His mom is very present in our lives, in my life. She's very supportive. She's cool. I really appreciate having her around. And yeah, so I think they also understand that I'm young, and they everybody is just contributing and helping me into grooming me into being this wife and into really being who I aspire to be. And for that, I'm extremely grateful. So yeah, guys, that's been my life. I do have a lot that I'm looking at for next year as well, marriage wise, academic wise, life in its entirety wise. And like I said, I am back on YouTube, so I will definitely be involving you guys to a capacity that I'm comfortable with. But that should be most of it. So I really hope you guys are excited, and I really hope you guys are looking forward to this journey with me. Yeah, man, come with me. Let's enjoy. That is it, guys. That has been the life update. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I've given a lot of you closure or some insight that you guys were looking forward to or looking for. Please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Share this with your friends, your people, and yeah, let's grow my little YouTube family.